gotta read it out loud.
Okay. Henry, I'm in Washington Square Park thinking of you. Not in a weird way, but in a...
This is Griff. He's a musician and a freelance writer, and he asked me to write a postcard for him one day. Whenever I've done a postcard project before, I did it at the Met Museum, because that was easy for me to get to. But this time, I wanted to try something different, and I went to Washington Square Park. Griff wanted to write a postcard for his friend Henry and Henry's wife, Grace. Griff and Henry used to spend a lot of time in this park, actually, but Henry had to go off to medical school in Ann Arbor. This was a pretty big deal for Grace as well, who was a dancer with the Alvin Ailey Theater. If you don't know them, they're an international touring company, and it's a pretty big deal. Griff thought the message I wrote was funny, and I gave him a stamp, and we walked over and dropped it off in the mailbox. Now, I have a little twist for you. Griff's actually a pretty good friend of mine, and we were supposed to hang out after. I wanted to try Washington Square Park, but no one took me up on it, and I was really embarrassed. Griff was trying to perk me up because I thought this was a pretty bad failure. This was about a month ago, and generally it's been a tough one. Things have been tough, life's been tough, broke up with my camera woman. Suffice to say, I did not feel like writing postcards. I didn't really feel like doing anything. Even though I hadn't really put one of these out for a couple of months, it would always be the first thing that people brought up to me. I could tell that it was making at least a little bit of an impression. So, a month later, I decided to try again. And people did show up this time. More than I expected, to be sure. To bring it back to Griff, whose story I have completely hijacked here, I'm pretty fascinated in retrospect. I set up the postcard stand as a prompt for people to say anything they wanted. Griff was saying hi to his friends, but by participating, he was also letting me know I had a friend in this, same for the people who reached out. I made this stand to send messages for other people, but ironically, the stand ended up sending a pretty big one to me. To close this out, I did something a little different, and wrote a postcard for myself as a reminder of what I'd learned. It reads, "Dear Jack, it's okay to get down, so long as you don't stay down. Love, Jack."